What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. A few days ago I was talking to a woman, and I talked to this lady before, and we had a pretty good conversation, but it never had gotten, this serious. And the more we talked, the more serious, things became. And she finally, just out of the blue, asked me to show it to her. And I was kind of hesitant and kind of shocked that she would ask to see it. And I didn't want to actually show it to her, but she kept insisting. And, I thought, what's the harm in just showing it to her and not letting her touch it? Because, if she touched it, it might go off prematurely and shoot a hole in the floor or the wall, or, God forbid, shoot her in the eye or something like that. So, I decided to go ahead and show it to her. And so I took it out and showed it to her, and she looked, and she looked back up, she looked back down, and she had this disappointed look on her face. And she said, that's just too small. And I was actually shocked when she said it wasn't big enough, because I've carried this Smith & Wesson Iron Weight 38 for years, and I always thought it was the perfect size handgun to carry concealed. But she thought it was too small. She wanted something larger. And I think a lot of people think that way when they're trying to pick out a handgun to carry concealed on their body at all times, because this day and time, with the border wide open, with crime going up like it is, it's important to know how to use a handgun and to have one on you at all times. But if you have, a larger handgun, which seems like what a lot of people want to carry is a larger handgun, you're more likely to leave that at home, not actually have it on you when you need it. And a handgun that is more formidable, like this Glock, this Glock Model 34 is more formidable of a handgun to carry. It's much more difficult to carry concealed. You can see the difference in the size and the weight here. So most people would want to buy this for concealed carry. A lot of people didn't know anything about handguns, but this is a lot better handgun to carry for concealed carry, in my opinion. And I carry this in a pocket holster. It simply goes in the holster like so, and goes into the front pocket or the rear pocket. If I carry it in the front pocket like this right here, and it keeps it upright. And I can be like so, and you can't even see the handgun in my pocket. You can see here, doesn't print, doesn't show or anything like that. So it's actually an excellent handgun to carry, in my opinion. But for some reason, people that don't know a lot about handguns, and they watch television shows and things, and they see these police shows, and they see these larger handguns, and they think they need something like that to carry concealed, when really, smaller handguns, to a point, we'll talk about that here in a minute, are better to carry concealed, because you can carry it, without being heavy. If you carry a heavy handgun in a holster, it wears on your back, it wears on your hips. You're always tugging on that and everything, and it just becomes a pain in the rear end, and you don't want to carry that all the time because it's just so big and bulky and heavy. Now, if you are a female and you carry a purse, or some of those males that might carry a purse, then you can carry a larger handgun in the purse, but it's still going to be more heavy. And I don't advise actually carrying a handgun inside of a purse, because that can be taken away, it's more difficult to get to. A handgun like this Smith & Wesson Iron Weight in the front pocket, is perfect in my opinion, because it's right here, it's lightweight, it doesn't interfere with anything, doesn't make my pants try to pull down or anything like that, and it's just comfortable to carry all day long. It's a 5-shot 38 revolver, and I keep that loaded with 125 grain plus P jacket hollow points, as you can see right here, and very good stopping power actually. Like I said, it's just 5 shots, a little slower to reload than say a Glock Model 19 or 17 or something like that, but it is a whole lot smaller. And most self-defense shootings, way up there in the percentage, I forget the percentage what it actually is now, but like 80 or 90% are from here to this camera. And you just have the gun, you just pull it out and just pull the trigger, because right here it is. And you don't want to need a lot of rounds. You can get speed loaders for these and things like that, which I actually have some I carry. But you can get a handgun like this Glock Model 43 that I think is probably the perfect size semi-automatic handgun to carry. Ruger makes models this size and things like that also, but I like Glocks, and I think this is actually one of the perfect handguns for concealed carry if you want a semi-automatic 9mm handgun. This is quicker to change the magazines, because you just press, magazine comes out, load it up. But I don't usually carry this concealed. I carry this around here quite a bit, but most of the time I actually carry the Smith & Wesson Airweight revolver because that's what I like. You can go down to something like this, you know, this little Beretta, but I don't recommend it because little pop-up barrel Beretta. It's fun to carry, it's light to carry, it's good if you're, you know, have snakes because you can put snake shot in the first shot because when the barrel pops up and things. And it's good for running the farm. If you see a rattlesnake copperhead, pow. It's good for that, but for self-defense, it's not really all that great, I don't think, because, you know, reliability is so-so, and the caliber 22 long rifle out of a short barrel definitely doesn't have a lot of stopping power. It has killing power, but there's a difference in killing power and stopping power. Stopping power means they stop before they can get the chance to kill or hurt or the person they're trying to attack, or murder the person they're trying to attack. But killing power, you know, you might get shot and die 3 or 4 hours later. This has plenty of killing power, but not really any stopping power, so I don't advise something like this to carry concealed. You want to get at least a 38 special, or, you know, a 9mm in my opinion. You can go down to like a 380, but I don't really recommend that either. 38 special, 9mm or above, in my opinion, is what you should carry for concealed carry for self-defense purposes. Now guys, something like this, is it for concealed carry? You can take this 32 round magazine out and you can replace that with a typical Glock 17 magazine, and it's Glock 34, and it's smaller, but it's still heavy. It has, you know, 17 round magazine or 32 round magazine plus one in the chamber, so a lot more firepower. However, to carry this all the time concealed is taxing, it's difficult, it will pull your pants off. You have it in the holster, trying to carry it concealed, trying to carry it in the purse, it's just too large in my opinion. So realize that when you're picking a handgun to carry, because I want you to carry the handgun, you know, all the time. If you have something like this, that's a perfect bedside gun, which I actually keep this beside my bed with the 32 round magazine inside this handgun beside my bed all the time. It's perfect for that, just like this right here. It's the light and everything, old light, it's the laser and the light on this. You can just use this as needed, like so. You know, you can turn that on like so. It's handy. It has a switch on both sides to use. So, you know, it's perfect for a bedside gun. Has, you know, night sights. This is the ghost ring sights. I like these ghost ring sights a lot. I have these on all of my Glocks. Perfect bedside gun, but definitely not the perfect concealed carry handgun. A lot of people will see this in a gun shop and they'll say, wow, I like that, it's large, it's big, it looks bad. And they'll buy this for concealed carry and they'll end up not carrying it because it's not comfortable and it's not practical. And guys, even something like this Glock Model 19 is a lot smaller, as you can see, than the Glock 34. And it's more easy to carry this concealed, and you can do it. And it's probably the upper limit of the size I would actually try to carry or buy for concealed carry. And I do carry this sometimes, but like I said, most of the time it's the Smith & Wesson Airweight 38 Special. I've had this Glock for 10 years, I would say at least. You can see ghost ring sights also. Really good gun, really reliable. I've actually killed squirrels with this handgun, and I like this one a lot. But, you know, when it comes to concealed carry, it can be done, and it's right down the limit of being too big. But it's definitely, you know, good concealed carry handgun if you want to have a larger handgun. But still yet, this is kind of large to carry all the time, and it gets kind of heavy, to be honest about it. I've carried it a lot. And it's definitely not as convenient or as easy to carry in this Airweight 38 Special. And guys, talking about the ghost ring sights, you can see I have on this one also ghost ring sights. So all 3 Glocks I have right here right now has ghost ring sights. The Glock 34, the Glock 19, and this Glock 43 all have ghost ring sights. So be sure when you are picking out a handgun for concealed carry that you pick out the right handgun. You want to actually go look at those, feel what feels right in your hand, but don't fall for the impulse to buy, you know, a large handgun like a 45 1911 ACP handgun, or, you know, a full-size 4-inch barrel 357 Magnum to carry all the time. You can carry that in your vehicle legally if you are, depending on what state you are and your license requirements and things like that. Always check your laws and things. But something like, you know, Glock 19, perfect for carrying in your vehicle. The Glock 34 is perfect for that also. However, when it comes to concealed carry, don't impulse buy and buy something too large to carry concealed. If your main goal is to carry concealed, you want to get something small that lightweight, that it feels good in your hand, that's reliable, that you can use and carry all the time. And to me, I think, you know, Smith & Wesson Iron Weight is about perfect because right in the front pocket, in the pocket holster. The holster is cheap, it's comfortable, it's reliable. So I think, you know, the 3 top handguns, for me anyway, you might like a different brand, something like that. The top concealed carry handgun for me is, like I said, this Smith & Wesson Iron Weight 38 Special, the Glock 43 9mm, or maybe the Glock 19 9mm. If you get any larger than this, then it's too large, I think, to carry concealed all the time, and you'll be more likely to leave that at home, and when you need it, you won't have it. But if you want something that has more firepower, this has 15 rounds in the magazine, 1 in the barrel, quick to change magazines, you know, you can just pop it out and pop another one back in if you have extras on you. So it's very quick. It's an excellent handgun to have for self-defense, but it is getting in the upper limits of, you know, weight and size to actually carry concealed all the time. But if you want to have, you know, something larger, and I can't really say I blame you for wanting to have something a little bit larger. However, keep in mind, it's going to get very difficult to carry this concealed all the time. But guys, that is definitely something to keep in mind when you're looking to purchase, you know, a dedicated concealed carry handgun is size. Don't get too large of a handgun. Like I said a minute ago, you know, a full size 1911 45 ACP handgun, too large to carry. Some people say, well, I carry one every day. You might. I'm not saying you don't, but it's going to be much more difficult than carrying, you know, a Smith & Wesson Iron Weight 38 Special. Something like, you know, Beretta 92, large handgun, heavy, difficult to carry. Don't impulse buy something like that. If you want a handgun that's good for, you know, bedside gun, carry for concealed carry in your vehicle, all-around handgun, probably something the size of the Glock 19. Actually, I recommend the Glock 19, but there's other handguns about the same size as that. That's about as large as I would recommend, you know, for buying for a concealed carry handgun. Anyway, if you liked the video, found it useful, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe and turn notifications on to be notified each time I upload a new video. Thanks for watching. The Creekmore, I'm out here, and I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully.